Get excited, the Ford Mustang this year. Mustang was launched on April 17, 1964 at the World's Fair site in New York, and it's still wildly popular today. Here to tell us more about this icon of American pop culture and style is Robert Childs from the Ford Motor Company. Robert, so you're here to tell me that the Ford Mustang is more than just a car.
That's correct. It's an American icon that's been around for 50 years, sold over 9 million cars since its inception in April 17th.
That is incredible. So, you know, this car, you're talking about it being a pop culture icon.
Right.
It's been in some movies and things, right?
That's correct. Over 3,000 movies and television shows, which is incredible. First one was Goldfinger, James Bond classic.
That's a lot. It's also maybe had its tires immortalized forever in a famous Chinese movie theater that we know of.
That's correct. In Los Angeles this year, when we launched the 50th anniversary, the tire tracks were immortalized in LA.
So wow, we've talked about how it really is an icon here in America, but we're doing a lot not only to sell more in its 50th year here in America, but also in Europe, and since we've talked about China, in China.
That's correct. There's a huge global demand for the Ford Mustang. Over 6 million likes on Facebook, which is the most for any vehicle. So there's a global demand in China, and that's where we're bringing it. China, Australia, and when we launched it, we did do a launch party in China too.
Oh, that's very exciting. Well, we talked about that event in China, but I want to talk about some events we have going on here in America. So 50 years ago, there was one put on the 86th floor observation deck of the Empire State Building.
That's correct.
Are we going to try to do this again?
That's right. We're putting the two icons together again. The Empire State Building and Ford Motor Company are bringing up the 2015 Mustang to the 86th floor once again. The engineers are going to have 6 hours to put it back together. And,
yeah, because it doesn't fit.
Correct. Yeah, right? You have to take it apart on the elevator, and then they're going to bring it back up there, and it'll be open for the public to view April 16th and 17th.
So you'll be able to go, if you're in New York, go and see the Ford Mustang. And if you're not in New York, there are also two major celebrations that will be happening elsewhere.
Big time celebrations. Ford Motor Company and the Mustang Club of America are coming together at Charlotte Motor Speedway and Las Vegas Motor Speedway April 16th and 17th to celebrate the 50th birthday. We've got people coming from 16 different countries, and it's an incredible feat. I mean, the Mustang Club of America has a club on every continent but Antarctica, so a huge following, as we talked about, globally.
So I hear that they're all getting together and they're going to be coming down the highway together in their Mustangs. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yep, well, this is going to be a sight to see, a big sight to see. So let's talk a little bit about the car, since we have a little bit of time. What makes the 50th anniversary Mustang so special?
Absolutely. I mean, we're celebrating a vehicle. It's had over 9 million sales since its inception in '64, and it's a huge. I mean, there's a following and there's a passion for it, unlike any other vehicle on the road. And it's an American icon without a doubt, just like the Blue Oval for Ford.
Well, you've told us a little bit about how great it is to drive, maybe, but let's talk about what also might be the greatest thing about the Mustang. What does it make people feel?
I think that American history, but also that global aspect to it is incredible. I mean, the Mustang name comes from a World War II fighter plane. So you've got American history with it and styling unlike any other. And just like Henry Ford was set out to do, where we open the roads to all mankind, the Mustang's done that ever since its inception.
And what makes the 50th anniversary Mustang a little bit different? You were telling me a little bit about it before we got on here. And what's going to make us all want to go out, even if we already own a Mustang, and get a 50th anniversary Mustang? Okay,
so we're going to celebrate the design of it with, for the past 50 years. And just like I mentioned with that World War II naming, and the inside, it's got that aviation-style cockpit. And also to celebrate the 50th anniversary, it says Mustang since 1964 badge right on the interior, which is really nice.
So a little bit about the history and a little bit about celebrating how it's really a pop culture icon, and maybe imagining that we're in some of those movies that the Mustang has been in.
Just like Steve McQueen, just like Steve McQueen and Bullitt. And with this, I want to mention as well with the 50th, the really cool part of it as well, 3 engine choices this year, 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine, which is the first for 2014. So the Mustang owner is going to get that power, but also fuel efficiency this year as well, which is really cool.
And when you get yours, what color will you get?
Oh, race red all the way.
Racing red. Yeah. Well, that is spectacular. Thank you so much for telling us all about the Mustang in its 50th year. We're so excited for this pop culture icon and celebrate its anniversary. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
And there's more Let's Talk Live, so don't you go away.